Hi everyone! I had a scrappy Saturday all to myself and I busted out a few cards that I needed to make, and then I was inspired by so many of you that I did some scrap lifting as well. So I used some sketches, I did some scrap lifting, and I ended up with quite a few. I actually made a few sympathy cards as well, which are never easy to make, and so I figured why not have some in my stash. So let me get started. This particular card is a standard size, let me see, I think it's 4 by 5.5, and it is on a cream card base. It's one of those Michael's Recollections pre-scored cards, and I use the papers from the 6x6 Miss Caroline. This is the Howdy Doody stack. Beautiful colors, very bright and springy. So this one's a scrap lift. I don't remember who I scrap lifted it from. Sorry. Otherwise, of course, I'd be giving credit where credit is due. So I cut the 3 panels. I distressed the edges with my distressor as well as with pumice stone distress ink, and I used this sticker. I think it's from the collection. It's one of those word stickers, and I added a couple of little flat back adhesive pearls, and then this is a dimensional sticker from the collection as well. I just plopped it there, and I left the inside blank. So there's the first scrap lift. Perfect for spring, right? Then I used a sketch for this one. This is on paper tray ink yellow. I don't know the name of it because I bought the multi-pack with, you know, like 1 or 2 sheets of each color. So sorry about that. This white back here, I embossed it with my Cuttlebug embossing folder. I love that pattern. I think it's so elegant. And then the patterned paper is from this My Mind's Eye Moments 6x6 pad that I got at Michael's. And I edged all of the papers with Faded Jeans Distress Ink. I layered these 2 flowers. I colored this one with my Afternoon Denim Delight Lindy's, and then this one, I don't know if you can see the shimmer, but I sprayed a little bit of scintillating silver on that one. And this is a Hero Art stamp, the Happy Birthday, and that is from this stamp set. It's right here. And then I just used some leftover remnants on the inside. And I used, the sketch that I used for this one is right here. It's this Mojo Monday number 266, sketch number 266. I just did a little swap-a-rooney here. I put this piece on the other side. I swapped those 2, and then this banner down here, I did it facing the opposite direction because I kind of swapped it, and I just kept that fishtail one in the center right here. Love the sketches. If you see, I have them stapled. I have quite a few. Okay, so that was the second one. And then this one. So as I was working on these cards, I was watching YouTube videos, which is what I tend to do. I try to multitask, you know, watch videos while I get some scrapping done. So I was watching a video by Betty. I think it's MPLS. I'm not sure. I'll write it on the screen or leave it down in the description bar. But she showed a card that she made with this paper collection, which is K&Company's Julianne. I think it's a year or 2 old. And I have the 12 by 12 pack, and I was like, hey, I have that paper. I need to make a sympathy card. Unfortunately, one of the secretaries at school lost her mother last week. So I saw the design on Betty's card and I loved it. So I took out my paper and I scrap lifted it. So thank you very much, Betty, for the inspiration, except I made mine a sympathy card. So it's on a Recollections craft card base. This one measures, give me 1 second, 5.5 by 5.5. And I etched everything with vintage photo. I used my Dynamics Sweet Stack labels, I think is what this one is called. And I put some flat back pearls here, the little tiny ones. And then the stamp set is also my favorite things. And it is this one. It is called Clearly Sentimental About Sympathy. And it's got some great sentiments there. You know, like I said, sympathy cards are extremely difficult. Nobody ever wants to make them, and you know, what do you say? There just aren't words. So on the inside, I just used more of the paper from the collection. I stamped another sentiment, and I used a remnant from my pearls. I'll just write a little message here. So that's the card for my coworker that I scrap lifted from Betty. And while I had the paper out and I was sifting through it, I just wanted to use more of that paper. It really is gorgeous paper. I just, you know, we have, okay, so not we, let me speak for myself. You know, I have so many things. I tend to forget what I have, and I tend to forget how gorgeous it is until I take it out, and then I just want to keep using it, but sometimes I run out of time and I have to get out of here, blah, blah, blah. So since I had Saturday, I just kept going. I just went for it. So there's a sheet that has, in the collection, in the 12 by 12, that has a bunch of these flowers. And all I did was I grabbed my spellbinders. This is one of my labels. I think it's 17. And I kind of moved it around to see if I could get a whole flower inside one of the spellbinders. And I did. So I cut this out, and then I cut out of coordinating paper. You see that darker one in the background. With the larger label, and then I just put these little pearls here. I wrapped some of this American Crafts jute twine, I want to call it, and then put a larger pearl here because I wanted to pull out this light pink that's in here, because I have the dark maroony color there, but I wanted to pull out that light pink and make it a little bit cheerful. So I put that on Pop Dots. And this is on Paper Tray Ink Soft Stone. I love this cardstock. It's gorgeous. And then on the inside, I just stamped another one of those sentiments using, what color is this? Purely Pomegranate Stampin' Up ink. And this is standard size. Well, this is 4 1/4 by 5.5. And the paper already has some glitter in it. I did not stickle that. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Okay. So again, I'm still watching videos as I'm cranking those out. And then I come across a video from Scrapchicky, who is Ruthie. And Ruthie was showing her cards. And they were Valentine's Day themed cards. But regardless, I saw one. I mean, I want to scrap lift all of them. But I saw one that caught my attention, relatively easy, and since I had those papers out, this is again the Julianne collection by K&Co. I just scrap lifted the design. So thank you, Ruthie, for the inspiration and for permission to scrap lift your card design. This one is also on that soft stone cardstock by Paper Tray Ink. And then I just layered the papers. This dark green here is DCWV textured cardstock. And I just cut this into a large fishtail banner. Cut out from the paper, I wanted to capture this pretty flower as the central image. And then these were bonus, these roses right here. And, you know, tied in with this color, and then I just put some pearls here, and I put that panel on slight pop dots. And then on the inside, I layered some more of that paper. I edged all of these also, as well as this one in Vintage Photo. And then here I just used same stamp set right there. Sorry, you are in my thoughts. And called it a day. So, sympathy, or, you know, I'm thinking about you. Sympathy. This one's already going to someone. Sympathy, and then the other two were birthday and thank you cards. So that's it for now, folks. I will see you soon, and if you have any questions, by all means, go ahead and ask. I will get back to you. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good one.